morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Untold Stories episode number 8. Tonight, the guest speaker is very important and successful businessman. Okay, he is a doctor, but he prefers to call himself as a businessman. And of course, as a successful person, there is a lot, thousands of untold stories. So today, we will hear from him about the untold stories. Okay, so the guest speaker for tonight is Dr. Raul Ruben. And beside him, of course, there are people that also will share together with him the untold stories, which is Bapak Sujianto from Indonesia, Ibu Ailing from Indonesia, and Pak Onggi Hianata from the world. Without further ado, let's welcome Dr. Raul Ruben.
Thank you very much, Tracy. It is an honor for me. Bonjour, bonjour, Tracy. It's an honor for me to be today as a guest speaker. And I want to use by this occasion to say thank you very much to Pak Onggi Hianata, the man behind everything.
Okay, Dr. Raul, we are so excited and want to hear from you about the untold stories about how you become a successful businessman. But before that, can you share who you are before you become a global businessman?
Naturally, you already say that I am a doctor. I was a medical doctor, and eventually you explained that I'm a businessman. But actually, I start very younger, 16 years old, to start to doing some buying and sell the simple things. And through this, when I was studying, I have, what can I say, a feeling to do business. I like to sell. And then slowly, I become like addict in doing business. And also I go in China and graduate as medical doctor and come back in Africa, especially in my beautiful country, Cameroon, in the city Douala. Start to doing some small business and open for pharmaceutical company, two in Douala and two in Yaoundé, and selling things coming from Asia, especially from China, from Korea, and from Japan. And in 2008, I received somebody who introduced me network marketing company. I just joined, even I don't understand at the moment what is the MLM or network marketing company. And through this, I just do the business like buy and sell the product until one day I received some important person who come in Africa from Indonesia, Pak Sujianto Sogondo Vincentius, who come in my country, my beautiful country, to explain to me that I should come in Indonesia to attend some training. That actually what happened before, but as you know also, if some people want to know more deeply, my business grows slowly and faster because after paying all the people who work with me, at the moment I can earn something like $40,000 US a month. And it was really convenient for me. I was so young, no charge. And I think it was grateful. It's why I am somebody I can say that I'm very blessed. I can say to God that I'm a very blessed person.
Wow, Dr. Raul, what I heard also now, besides a businessman, a global businessman, actually you also appointed by Indonesia government as honorary consult for Indonesia in Douala, Cameroon. Fantastic. So
yeah, also really fantastic because that is another, what can I say, some achievement. I want to say, use this opportunity or this occasion to say thank you very much to the President Jokovic Widodo, who appointed me since 3 years as honorary. How can I say the continuous of blessing from my new business calling.
Now, Dr. Raul, I believe there are thousands of untold stories. We want to hear from you. How did you start becoming a global businessman at the very beginning? There must be a lot of untold stories.
Yes. Really, I can explain more than 100,000 untold stories. You know, network marketing people is people who have a lot of action in their daily life. My life is a lot of untold story. But because you guide me to explain from the beginning, I want to share a little bit what happened in the beginning. One of the traumatized moment for me, but also where I take all the power to become what I am today. You know, at the moment when I was 26 years old, they introduced me network marketing. I just joined. And as I just say now, Papa Sugiento Segundo come in Cameroon to explain to me to go in Indonesia and put me in one global training. And inside the training, the name is Bootcamp, the way I changed totally my life. But I want to say that in this Bootcamp training, the training was in Indonesia. At the moment, even now, my English is not good English, maybe 30% or 35% good English, but at the moment, it was 0%. I just watch and fill the bootcamp. I just watch and fill the bootcamp. And for the one who know what is the crew, I understand really all the steps of bootcamp when I become crew. But when I was a participant, I just watch bootcamp like Indo movie. Just feel and understand everything. And for that training, I was already so happy. It's why I decided to change one time my flight ticket to go in another training 3 or 4 days later in 2010. It was 2 February 2010 because my booking was 24 to 26 January 2010. And on 2 February 2010, I go in another training called NetCamp where I learned a lot about leadership. And through that leadership, I decide again to change my flight ticket and fly from Indonesia, especially from the city, Jakarta to Surabaya to follow one of the best trainer in the world, my mentor, Eileen. And there is the place they explained to me very well that I just joined a network marketing company. They explained to me how to make the demo. They explained to me how to make the marketing plan. I remember very well it was in World Trade Center, Surabaya, and especially in the area calling McDonald's shop, McDonald's coffee. I used something like 1 week to learn about the marketing plan and how to do business. And directly, I flight in Cameroon on 30 February 2010. And I was so excited to apply directly. It's why directly I closed all my company. And nobody understand at the moment why suddenly coming from the Indonesia has closed the company who gives me at the moment $40,000. Nobody believed in me. And also for me, listening the training, listening the show, listening the different training of Paonki and my upline, I was thinking that things is so easy. But I facing the first challenge. The first challenge was especially the product. I want to do business. There are no company in Africa The only company at the moment I have the contact with them is in Indonesia. And then I should import the product from Indonesia to Cameroon. I don't have experience in the international selling. And in the marketing plan, they write that the product is $90. When I go make some prospection, I just say also $90. But at the moment, I say $90 to my upline, and they say it's not enough. I need to complete. And then when I complete, taking money in my pocket and complete, they should send me the product. But when they come, they will arrive in the seaport. I should pay the custom people. But actually, my distributor don't understand, especially because at the moment, one of my upline, directly upline, just said to me, when you give money, it's 1 month, the product will come. But actually, after 6 months, no product. But people give me money. Until one day, suddenly some cross-lining, people start to talk. And directly, everybody suddenly come to me and ask the money. Give me my money, give me my money, give me my money. Believe in me is a traumatized moment. I remember
how many people, Dr. Raul, how many people already registered at that time?
At the time, more than 7,000 people.
Wow.
And no company in Africa, and it's a lot of money they send to me. And then, give me my money, give me my money, give me my money. I don't know how to do. And God bless at the moment, I have a lot of save. The way of God is miraculous. I just start to pay one by one, pay one by one, pay by one. But luckily also at the same moment, I was so young, 28 years old, and I have a lot of parents near me who trust the business. They just say to people, no, he's not lying. He is telling true. He sent the money to Indonesia. Just wait, just wait, just wait. I remember one day somebody called me with the soft voice. Dr. Raul, can I see you? You are the one who distribute the onion in Cameroon. I say, yeah. And then I just indicate where I was in one hotel. They arrived, a very tall man, 2 meters tall and very big. He just told me, give me my money. You know this wife? I say, yes, it's my wife. Give me the money. God bless. I bless the Visa card because I have Visa card, and in front directly, I go and take the money and give to the man. He called me gangster and so on and go. I remember the day the container arrived in Africa. It was with tears. I received the container maybe 9 months later and start to give product to everybody. We give product to everybody. And at the same moment, because my upline, especially Papa Sugiento, Mama Ailing, and Pa Onki, they fight.
The first office in Africa.
Yeah, naturally, until they fight to push company to come and open the office in Cameroon. And the day was the day I start to be peaceful.
So there must be many untold stories. We want to know how you overcome all the challenges. Is there any untold stories? How you overcome challenges in the first 9 months? There's no product and waiting for the product.
Yeah, actually, I can say that I was already trained. God bless, I was in boot camp and net camp. I was already trained. And I know how to facing people, especially through the net camp training. How to facing people, how to try to explain to people, how to try to convince people to wait. The majority don't wait, but the few wait until today we are together. And at the moment, sometimes I just surrender to God, and also I try to pay some fee of the one who are so rude. And also when the product comes for the soft, I try to find them and give them the product. And today I think we are really peaceful on this area.
Yeah, Dr. Raul, I also heard there is so many negative comments about you and about the business, right?
Yeah, also, believe me, also I make a lot of mistake. I was young. At the moment, I was so hot. Means I was not calm like today, because don't try to see me today. Today I'm a trainer person, but at the moment I was also rude.
So I want to ask the man behind the successful man, which is Pak Sugianto. Pak Sugianto, can you share the untold stories about Dr. Raul a bit to all of us?
Yes, Putris, I'm ready.
Yeah. So, Dr. Pak Suji, what was your first impression about Dr. Raul?
Yes. At the first time, I don't know, when I fly to Cameroon and then find Dr. Raul, I don't know what kind of person I can meet in there. He picked me up from the airport and then bring me to the hotel. And then I wait for him. The first day, the second day, the third day, the fourth day, not yet come. And then I call him, Dr. Raul, I'm going back to Indonesia. Where are you? And suddenly, Dr. Raul come to my hotel. I don't know why he not see me, but I still remember, because Dr. Raul not come to me, so I go to another town. It's called Douala. From Douala to Yaoundé. I use bus at the time. This is the first time I went there by bus and see another town. Yes.
Dr. Raul, thank you, Pak Suji. Dr. Raul, you are very naughty. Pak Suji came to your country and you disappeared. What happened? Can you explain, Dr. Raul?
Yes. At the moment, believe me, I was a man of nightclub, every day in nightclub. And he arrived when I have a program to go and play. It's why I cannot feel, for the moment, I don't feel anything. I don't have any special relationship with him. And even he come like that, I have my program. It's why I focus on my program. But luckily today...
Okay. So my question, another question, Dr. Raul, if you can share the untold stories, yeah? Why?
Yes.
Why do you stay in this business, even though there's so many challenges?
Yes, I want to say that I was really lucky. Lucky because when I find in 2010, I come in Indonesia more than 8 times. But why I come? Because I found people, I can feel that. It's my first time I can see Papa Sugianto, Mama Eileen, Papa Onki. You understand? I can feel through the training, through their own love, through the way they treat me, that I'm in the right place and right moment. I can feel the leadership. I can feel something that they want really to make me to become a new person. They want to change my life. And it's why I come also in training, and through the training, believe in me, I didn't receive in all my life. I study, I have a lot of background, but how come in a certain area I can feel like I'm in the heaven? I try to come many times, because when I come every time, I can bring something new. My mind become new, my way to see things become new, my way to think become new, especially in the positive area. And believe in me, I cannot stop to come, because until today, I will never stop to come, because for me, is the area, being with them is always every day try to update the mindset, update the way to see, and update the feeling.
Yeah, Indonesian people is very good people. So, Dr. Raul, can you share one untold stories while you are in Indonesia?
Oh, a lot of things. I remember one day, I have some upline the time I can feel, I can know my different leader now. There was some black like me who introduced me also the business, but actually they want to bring me in the wrong way. They want to bring me in the wrong way. As you know, I'm the black belt in Kung Fu, yeah, black belt in Kung Fu. And we go in our former company, and when I arrived there, we start to make some meeting. He wants to fight with me. Believe in me, I've fight him very well in the Escalador. Sorry, yeah. Because I just say you don't pay me any flight ticket. You don't pay me any flight ticket. You don't do anything. If you want for business, we come together and we learn together. Because so now I can feel that I am in the right place and right moment. Just come together and we try to learn the business, and we can go back in Africa and doing the business in the right way. But actually, they were so conventional and they want to do in their own proper way. They don't want to follow the support system, Freedom FedNet Global, and so on. But for me, I can feel that that is the system. As you know, I'm coming from the background of a self-employed. Means I didn't know that being a businessman, there are some rules, there are some way to do. When I arrived there, they can train me, they can teach me, they can train me. And through this, I decided to become a businessman, especially the international businessman. It's why, believe in me, a lot of untold stories, especially in Indonesia also. And today I can bless day for my life and for the life of my leader who never stopped to call me, to train me, to help me, to show me the right way.
And when after the office is open in Cameroon, what are the untold stories when you try to build the team over there, Dr. Raul? I believe there must be a lot of untold stories.
Actually, through a lot of thousands untold stories, I will take just one. You know, when I started business, one of my leader, my direct leader, come to me and bring 2 containers of product, and then we should sell. And we can get some fee. And I decided with her, just twice, we was to share the profit 50-50. Because she's the one who bring, I am the one who sell. Because she was rich, I didn't think about her. When I walk, she keep my money. I didn't think that she can keep my money. Until one day, I start to ask my profit. She says she never trade anything with me after selling 2 containers of 40 feet. 2 containers of 40 feet. I was so shocked. And all my upline, especially Pa Sugiento, Mama Ailing, and Pa Onki, arrived in Cameroon twice to try to solve the problem. Until one day, I can feel that she don't want to give me money. But Pa Onki tried to explain to her that, okay, in the 50%, try to give at least the 50%. She said that, okay, there was around 220,000 US dollar. She want to give me 2,000 US dollar. The day I just said, thank you, I don't want anything again. And I remember what Pa Onki said to me, you are a great man. You forget this money and you decide to build the system. Don't worry. You will receive 1 million times than those money. And today is a true, because I forget this amount of money and I decide to build network marketing and can get my profit easily every week. Today, 11 years.
Wow, so inspiring. Dr. Raul, from your journey,
Thank you.
Yes, you are so young, but then you give a trust to the people that you didn't know at that time to lead you. So, is there any untold stories with all the 3 people that guiding you so far?
Thank you very much. You know, Papa Suji is a very soft man. The only untold story with Papa Sugiento It's okay, no problem. It's very soft man and peaceful man. But I'm from Africa, and I'm from the tribe calling Bantu. And the Bantu people, they have a really high ego. And for us, the lady is really down. It's not down like a negative area, but in the position, the lady is a lady. It's very rare in the Bantu area, a lady facing a man. And I was so arrogant, young, rich, handsome, and traveling around the world. The mind is totally different. The first thing, God sent me my challenge, a very big challenge. A lady extremely young like me. The one who should train me is a lady. Oh my God. I want to say, to use this occasion in the worldwide, because these people are listening this meeting worldwide, to say thank you to God to send me a lady to train me. That lady, she trained me. She's a lion. The only thing I know, she never tried to go back. When she said A is A. And for me, at the moment, I'm somebody, I like to play sometime. Means I don't want sometime. She trained me to be disciplined. She trained me to be strict. She trained me, and to be strict, she started to help me. I remember many times she come in Africa. One day she asked me to open my computer because I was a boss. I just called my driver to come and open my computer. She said, no, you open your computer and you put by yourself your ID and you put your password. I just tell him, how come a lady can say something like this to me? But why God bless her, because she was foreigner, I was also soft. But it was a shock for me. But through the learning process, through the book, especially how to make friends, some book also advised by our social support system, I learned that if I want to grow, I must follow the one who already do the process. No matter the case, if you really want to attain the success, you must follow the one who is strict. I just know that if really I want to become a champion, I cannot find a coach who is soft. I must find somebody who is strict, who can push me to go out of my limit. And today, she already trained me a lot. Even today, when she want me, she can call everybody, and she call my driver, call my PA, call my wife, call until everybody find me. Even in the throat of rat, they will pick me there. My obla extremely hot, and I like it because God sent me this high quality of leader, just world-wise leader, and extremely strong to build me. And today I can say I'm very happy. Today sometimes in certain level of situation, I'm very calm, and she's very happy. I can feel sometimes we share 1 hour, 2 hours. I share a lot with her. She's my lovely mother, lovely sister, lovely friend. I share everything with her today. But in any case, I'm very lucky to have her. And I have my parents, I have my family, I have my friends. But if I'm hungry, I call here. If I'm happy, I call there. If even I'm hungry, I call her. She's the very peaceful lady. And I want to use this occasion to say thank you very much, Eileen Joe. You are the best of the best I never see in the world as a trainer.
Wow, that's so lovely, Dr. Raul. Now, go back again to your journey. How did you start from one country, Cameroon, and go internationally? What are the untold stories that you can share to us, building a global business?
Oh my God. You want to make me cry today, Tracy? What happened with you? In my process, I do believe that my downline cannot suffer anymore if they listen to me. They cannot make mistake. I remember one day I just say, God bless that I start this business having money. I start this business not poor, because as a leader, as the one who are the one in front, it was so difficult. I don't have any experience, especially in the international, how to send money, how to receive money, how to send product, how to receive product. I don't have at the moment any experience. I do believe that all my downline cannot cry today because I have exactly what they should do in any situation. The special case was send product. You know, I remember one day I sent product in Congo. You just imagine the amount. Kamasash is my weakness. 300,000 US dollar. The product disappear.
Wow.
Oh my God. I remember that we was traumatized. And I remember that in any case, the prospect send me money. They don't want to know what happened with the product. They send money to me because they believe in me. I don't have any excuse to explain to them that I send product and product disappear somewhere. That is not their own business. I must choose to be responsible. And you know, I pay the money. And today, they happen in more than 10 of my top leaders. They have the same story with me. They send money, products sometimes for 100,000. I remember Egypt, as soon as she sent money, sent product 100,000, disappear. I remember Josiane, she sent money 100,000 US dollar, product disappear. But when they come to me, I just say, I already pay. You must pay. You must use your bonus to pay. There are no excuse to call somebody to explain that. No. We are the one who present the product for people who don't know us. If they give money to us, means that they believe of us. We should pay. It's one of the strong area, and I'm facing this challenge in many cases. My downline facing this, but we already trained them that if something happen, you must be responsible about it.
Oh, okay. So it's about the integrity, Dr. Rao.
Yeah, about the integrity we cannot control. And I learned something. If you have a high integrity and people around you don't have high integrity, it's no problem. It's not, you cannot work, and you must work with them. And today we learned that we should be responsible in the area of us. And we cannot, I learned from my upline that don't try to control what you cannot control. We can control ourselves to have a high integrity, but we cannot control people we work with them. We just choose to be lucky. If we are lucky, we can find integrity people. If we are not lucky, we must be responsible for what will happen.
Wow, very inspiring, Dr. Rao. Now, I want to ask, at the very beginning, you must have your why you want to do this business. After a decade, it's about 11 years already. Is it the same why, or the why is now different?
Few days ago, exactly, I think 1 week ago, I just shared to my downline in one meeting that, you know how many times I want to resign this business? They say no. I say more than 1,000 times, even 2 weeks ago. Because for the one who listen to me, doing MLM is not easy. We must explain to people like that. It's not about MLM, it's about life. In anything you do, you will not get it easily, like you are going to the shop or you are going to swimming, or I don't know what. Even swimming is not easy. Even sometimes make love is not easy. You must facing a lot of challenge there. means according to me, one of the purpose I do this business at the moment was for get something for my family. You know, I go out because I love my family. I want to bring back the food at home. When we already grow and go out of the area of bring food, the mind start to change. We start to think about responsibility, commitment, love, attachment, or a lot of things. Means at the beginning for me was really to change my life, but today I can say it's totally different. It's not about change my life, it's about how to become a successful person in the area of helping people to become a better person. As you know today, my upline, they leave Indonesia more than 22 hours to bring me to become a successful person. If today I'm a successful person and then I use my time to go and swim, drinking champagne, enjoy, and refuse to do the same to other people, means I just stop, I just cut the chain. And until today, all my upline, they are a billionaire, but they're keeping doing business. They're keeping helping people. I never see my upline in nightclub or in or drinking alcohol somewhere and become a crazy like some crazy people outside when they get the money. They continue to helping people. They continue to pay the price to helping people, even helping the one who don't want this help. Even sometimes we try to help somebody, they kick us like a snake, but we continue to help them. And if they stop to help me at the moment, I will never become what I am today. It's why I will never, whatever the case, stop to continue to doing something in the life of others, as I can see my parents can do until today.
Wow, Dr. Raul. So from country, Cameroon, exactly how many countries now under your organization?
Actually, we are in 45 countries. I have a downline, but where we can sell the product and continue doing our business is almost 18 countries, 80 countries around the world. But in 44, 45 countries, I have downline. They were doing business usually every week since more than 11 years.
Wow. So where are they? Africa?
No, worldwide. In Asia, even in Indonesia, I have people there. In China, they can buy product. In Singapore, in Dubai, in Switzerland, in Europe, in USA, in Canada, in the whole Africa, of course. I can bless God for this. At the moment, I just want to eat, but today having international business and have a relationship with a lot of people around the world is another act of blessing.
Right. So can you share to us one untold stories that really you remember about international business that you have while you're opening business in other continents?
I remember one day I was in Congo. I go in Congo, and then you know, I'm somebody, I like to well dress. I well expensive. I like to be yeah. And then I have a meeting in Congo. The good news is when I arrive in Congo, no suitcase. At the night, I must go to find the house of the best shop seller, dress shop seller, and they come at this something like 4 o'clock to find the clothes, the dress for me. And the good news, you know, I am a slim fit person. The good news, everything was big on myself. It's really, it's what I say, emotional conflict, because when you are not well dressed, you cannot have even the nice feeling to develop some topic. And it was extremely amazing. And one day also, I was also still in Congo. Congo, I have a lot of story there. I go there to share my head. I was sleeping. When I wake up, oh my God, I don't know what they do in my head. Directly, I asked them to remove off my head, and they become like in my head. It's a lot of things, yeah. A lot of things usually make me happy, make me cry, make me angry. A lot of untold story.
Right. It must be about 11 years growing the business, must be a lot of untold stories. Dr. Raul, is there any photo or videos that you can share to us about the journey from the small team becoming an international team? Is there something that we can see?
Why not? I hope maybe our technician can show some from our beginning, how we start, especially my first contact in Africa, especially in Cameroon with my dear upline. You can see Pa Onki, and you can see Pa Onki. That is the first time Pa Onki arrived in Cameroon. You see I'm there with the purpose clothes, and also you can see Mama Aiding at the moment. Very sexy at the moment.
Dr. Raul, you are very slim. Dr. Raul very slim, now become bigger. Bu Ailing become slimmer in the last one decade.
Also me at the moment, I was slim fit also. Slim fit. You see. At the moment also to writing was so difficult for me, but Mama Ailing asked me to write. I don't have choice to write. That is the end of the meeting.
Wow.
That is the end of the meeting. I in the right. Okay, we can see. That was in 5th August 2015. 10,000 people attend the meeting organized in Cameroon in 2015.
Wow.
There was extremely great. One of the good moments for me. And the day was really amazing. And I remember one day, another untold story. One day in this room, me and Pa Onki and Mama Ailing and Pa Sugiento, we have a meeting with 1,000 people. Only 1,000 people in the middle of this stadium. And the day I just say in the room, I will fill this room. I will fill this room. I will fill this room. I can understand also the power of affirmation. And just 3 years later, the room was already full.
Wow, amazing. Wow.
Yes.
Dr. Raul, you know?
I want to use, here also in 2019, 12,000 people. 12,000 people in the meeting. Also extremely amazing. Believe in me, it's a blessing moment for me. I know that my feeling is, I really want this again. You know, with the COVID-19, when I can see the image like this, look like I'm shocked. Because I'm somebody, I like always to be with people. I like to be with distributor and my leader. I like to share this moment, invite a lot of pop star, single, playing, dancing, share knowledge, and share also happiness and love. Is sometimes actually this quality of training, I miss it a lot.
Dr. Raul, how come you become younger and more handsome compared to 10 years ago?
No matter the case, when you have money, you can take care of yourself. I can go to receive some treatment with a beautiful lady who take care of me, my milk. You see, aircon, beautiful house, beautiful car, a lot of money. You want or you don't want, everything change. Even the mindset, everything change totally.
You become younger compared to the first photo. In the first photo, you look older. Now you are more handsome.
Yeah, more handsome, and believe in me, I will become more than more. Just wait and see. Now I want to, from tomorrow, I just discovered in my PA that from tomorrow I will make a lot of exercise to have 8 feet, not 6 feet. Just 8 here, like chocolate, to become more handsome, and then to give more headache to Najin, to think more about me and maybe follow me in every corner of the world. Just joke.
Dr. Raul, I really enjoy your sharing about the untold stories. I believe there is more and more untold stories. Because of the time is very limited. Now I want to invite the people that go with you together all these years. Okay, I want to invite Ibu Ailing. Welcome, Bu Ailing.
Hi, Trace.
How are you, Bu? Wow, you are very beautiful. You are even more younger than the first photo when you went to Africa.
Thank you. I just follow everyone that because like you see what just now Ryan sharing that many things that we learned. Okay, so that's why no choice. If Raul more young, more handsome, no choice. Need to follow.
So Eileen, you are the close person to Raul and become one of his great mentors, right? We want to hear what is the changes from Dr. Raul before and after. What is significant difference?
Trace, thank you so much for the opportunity to share about what changing about Dr. Raul. But first of all, I really honor to receive that I am a mentor for him and everything. Actually, I don't feel that I really mentor for him. You know why? Because I just received everything from FFG, from my leader, from my coach is Pak Onggi. So actually, I just continue, and then actually the story also because he himself also give himself also to grow together with us. That's the good thing that I love it because if Raul that time not give himself, I'm not sure the story like just now that we hear. And he's talking about the changing of him. I'm really proud. Seriously, I'm really proud. And then I see God in the process. You know, like just now he shared everything. Luckily, Trace, I don't know in the beginning all of this mindset inside him. And also Africa, for me, a new thing. I don't know all the culture and everything. But you know, the funny thing, if you see now and you hear now, my English actually is not so perfect. Okay, just simple one. Okay, in the 11 years ago, I cannot speak English at all. I just say I love you, yes, no. And you know, Raul also same thing. Raul also same thing. He can also say even one word in English. Okay. So every time we communicate that time, always there is a one translator. Always. So when I communicate with him or he communicate with me, so always there is a one person between us. You just imagine. And I need also like Pak Onggi and Pak Suji help me to translate also in Indonesia, in Bahasa. Okay. But the good thing is one day I remember we are visiting in Ivory Coast. Maybe Raul remember about this. We just arrived. Okay. Then after that, I see a book. I see book in his bag. Maybe he remember about that. Okay. Then I see, what book you read? Because we have the natural habit to read a book. Then he showed the book. You know, I'm shocked. Oh my God, this is English. This is English book. Then I asked him, why you read English? You understand? He said, I don't understand. That's a good thing. Yeah. then I still remember the book is talking about the attitude. It's talking about, you don't understand, but why you read this book? I choose the topic because I love the topic. Even I don't understand English. The more important is I want to speak English. You know, that's really the funny thing. But from that time, I know one thing. Actually that's I'm blessed because I know I find someone, become a partner, a brother, okay, that have, you know, the strong will to grow. That's really fantastic. So every time we talk, many things we do all the body language. That's one thing. Okay, that's the changing of him. Yeah, that's I love it. Every time he want to learn, he want to have a strong will. And also the other thing, the other thing that I see him now. Now more calm, more relaxed. Okay, and then also excellent. Okay, and also you know lah. Just now he shared everything. But you know, that time I still remember when in Yaoundé, my first time meeting there, just few people. I remember because that time he don't know us. Okay, so in the meeting, you know, he comes like this. I still remember, sit in the corner, sit like this, and he sleep. You know, even he don't want to do anything. And also, I see now it's really totally different, very active. But that time it's not like that. And the other thing also, when he angry, oh my God, he's so reaction. When I see him, luckily, I see myself in the different version. It's a man, it's a woman. Then I understand one thing, Trace. Why God sent me fly to Africa to meet this amazing man. Because that time I say, why this man is so challenging. If not Pak Onggi and Pak Suji, seriously, maybe I will slap this man. Because seriously, because Pak Onggi, you know, always remind me one thing. Okay, Pak Onggi knows me. I also really easily to react. Then Pak Onggi always remember, don't do physical area. Don't touch in the physical area. If you touch in the physical area, you will meet in the low area. I always remind that because I know me. If I do something, some people don't understand. Directly, I use all my body language. It's me, yeah. Nah, but luckily, I see now Rao really different now. Now really calm, relaxed, easily to discuss. Okay, that's a big changing of him lah. That's why I'm so appreciate and then also, you know, so blessed to have him because actually I learned a lot from him. Seriously, many thing I learned from him. Actually, you know, the mindset of him is very strong. He always said that my mindset is an iPad mindset. Mean no virus can in. And you know, the blessed thing also, Trace, he is so loyal. I'm so blessed about that. He is so loyal, even though you see that he's so strong, but he is so loyal. And I love also from him that he's so honest. I don't know with others, but I feel that every time if something, some issue, I come to him to ask. He never, you know, like snake, maybe try to defend. But Raul never do that with me. Always, even in the private area. That's one thing that I really love from him. That's why I feel that I really easy to work with him. If he you know, he shared about me like so high like that. Actually, me myself, I just want to say that actually Raul itself is so honest. That's why easily we keep in contact. Easily we also talk together. So easily also we solve many things. So congratulations for Raul. Many things actually about him. Many things, and also so generous. I love from him. So generous. I learned a lot from him. One thing when he built a house, he built a house. You know, he showed me many things, and then he said that, Mom, I built the water. You know the water, outside the house. Then I said, for what? And then he put the security there. For what? I want to give to people to take all water for free of charge. Many things he do is so generous. Even in the strong of him, that I learned a lot from him. That's why he complete many things in me that I love him so much. Congratulations, for your achievement, for your progress, for your changing. I really see, but this is only the first beginning. I know God love him so much, and God love also all person under him, and also love also all FFG family. So love you. Thank you, Trace.
Wow, so many untold stories, Dr. Raul. Okay, I want to invite another person that start the journey together also with Dr. Raul, Pak Suji, dan Bu Ailing. And Bu Ailing is Pak Onggi Hianata. Pak Onggi, how are you? Good evening, Pak.
Hi, Tris. Good evening. Nice to meet you.
Oh God, I want to hear about what What do you see in Dr. Raul? What is the strength point from the very beginning until now, Pak?
Yeah, actually, at the beginning, we didn't know who is this man, and I still remember one of the process. The first time to meet Dr. Rao and his upland, not in the system. There was a case regarding integrity issue. At the time, we don't know which one is correct, whether this lady or this man. Like playing some game, in the game of mafia. Which one is the mafia? And because our experience in handling people in boot camp, and we must use our heart and analytical also to decide which one is the one. Then and Papa Suji, me and Eileen, we all come to the conclusion we think Dr. Rao is the correct one. And since that day, we serious talking to him, and he make a very fast decision. He also talk about the story regarding the integrity issue with the upland, and he totally forgot the money. And I still remember I say, Dr. Rao, even it's like huge money, big money, but believe me, if you can forgive it, never take it become the issue for you. You will get more and more and more. And Dr. Rao is the person is very fast make a decision. And once he decided, this is what I understand about him. Once he decided already, he moved on. He never go back again. He never go back, tell about blah, 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 but he's not that kind of person. So he totally forgot and moved on. And what I can see, this man really seriously when he want to do something, he is very focused. Even a lot of fun with him, play a lot. When the time to play, he really playful. And when work, he also very, very serious working. And what I can see, like Mama Eileen say, at the beginning, he is not really serious at the very beginning. But the time after that, more and more and more, I can saw the growth of him, and from time to time. And he is a man to see the big picture. Yeah. And he's ready to pay the price and to take risks. And he is very loyal, like Eileen said, he's true. I still remember when we moved from our previous company into the new company because of the integrity issue. And I still remember at that time, the previous company came to him, offer him cash money. If I'm not mistaken, how much, Dr. Rao? Cash money at the time?
$4 million US.
4 million.
$4 million US.
And the management want to give him cash money, so much money. And Dr. Rao say, it's okay, I like the money if you give me, but please, if my upline, Papa Suji, Mama Eileen, Dr. Onggi with us, okay, I will continue with your company. But if Papa Suji, Mama Eileen is not in this company, I also move. You see, money cannot buy the loyalty. This is the quality of a person, because not money can make the different decision. Sometimes people can different decision because of money. Dr. Rao, I feel safe with him in this area. That's why every time we go to Africa, any country in Africa, if there is a Dr. Rao over there, I totally feel peaceful. Like I just landed like at my own home. He totally protect us, totally protect 100%. I still remember many countries we go. One of the country we went there. Even he arranged the presidential protection. Yeah. The bodyguard really the protector from the guard from the president. And maybe 4 or 5 days over there. It thought even when I went back to my hotel to sleep, I still remember when I went back to the hotel to sleep. So the bodyguard sent me to the room. Before go to the hotel room, the bodyguard go in first to check everything in the room.
Wow.
Make sure the room is safe. Then he let me go in. And after that, the evening, when we went back to the hotel to take rest, the bodyguards also sent me with Dr. Rao, and then go back and I go into the room, and I think I want to take rest. Still remember midnight, about midnight, because I'm thirsty. Maybe I don't have any water or something. I just go. I want to go out to take some water in the lobby, something like that. You know what shocking me? The guard is still there. I say no. I say no. This is the time you go back to sleep. You don't need to stay there. No. This is the protocol. I'm the president. God, this is my job. Then I went back to sleep. I said, you go back home. No. And the morning we do the morning walk. 5 a.m. in the morning we woke up. We do the morning walk. He was there, and he also goes to morning walk together with us. So then finally then, because become closer with him, then he showed me the picture when he become the protector for the president. Few country president went into the country, and wow. Then I say it's the untold story experience. And as I say, Dr. Rao is very protect us, and I feel sad. I feel safe every time we go to Africa. And a lot of good thing about this man. Of course, he is not perfect. Like everyone, no one is perfect. But according to me, he is a person ready to change. And he always tell Mama Eileen also, if I did any mistake, if I do any mistake, directly tell me. Don't worry. And he is a man never put something in the heart, and when you say something serious to him, he will not angry with you maybe at that moment, but after that he easily to forgive you and forget you. I think he is that's why God sent him. This is what I believe. God sent him in this FFG family to lead the African team today, not only in Africa. Like he just shared just now, so many countries. We went to USA together. We went to Europe together. We traveling a lot of time. Sometimes only for fun. I still remember one time we drive in Miami with him with the car, the sport car, and we just fun. Sometimes have fun, sometimes serious doing, and he is my friend. Okay, I can say he is my friend. He is my brother. He is my teacher also. He is my mentor.
Wow.
In many cases, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you, Pak Onggi. Dr. Rao, hearing from all these people, the untold stories that we first hear about this. Actually, one thing I can confirm, you are a person with a very good heart, to protect and to serve the people and the team. And like Pak Onggi mentioned, that's why you are in FFG. Thank you so much for the time, Papa Raul, ya, Papa Raul, Papa Suji, Mama Eileen, dan Papa Onggi. Okay, God bless you all. God bless us all. And then till we meet again in the next Untold Story. Bonjour, Dr. Raul. Good
Bonjour,
evening.
Tracy.
Good afternoon and good morning for everyone. Enjoy the time and enjoy your life. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you all.
Love.
Love you.